Hello everyone, Absent Friend here, and we're back to answer more of your questions about Disney Villainous, so stick around because you definitely don't want to miss this. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to be alerted when new episodes are available. Well, hello. I hope everyone's been enjoying these question and answer sessions we've been having. When are the next guides coming out? Don't worry, they're coming. We're working on them, and we've got to get it written, and we've got to get all the images in and everything else. And so it's the check's in the mail, and it's on its way. And don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. So why don't we just get to the questions, okay? Yeah, questions. This first one, actually, this is a response to a previous question. @Box AR154 got back in touch and clarified something. And Box says, "Great video. Keep up the good guides and Q&As." Thank you. Also, for my question, active was supposed to be activate. Sorry for the confusion. That's okay. We all mess up every once in a while, right? Okay, so I'm going to reread Box's old question and make the corrections within it. I know from a new player perspective, especially when I was starting out, that both activate and vanquish actions can be difficult to understand. I was wondering if you could go over them. Sure. Here we go. Let's check it out. Alright, so activate has to do with certain cards that have this activate ability symbol on them. And to be able to activate them, you either have to have the activate symbol in your realm and use it as an action, or the card itself says this location gains an activate action. Once you perform the activate action, then perform the ability that the card that you're activating says that it can do. Be careful because some activation abilities require power to be able to activate. As for vanquish actions, these have to do with allies defeating heroes. You can either use the vanquish action that is on the villain's board, or some cards have additional vanquish actions that you may add to the board, or some effect cards have their own vanquish action installed into their ability. So however you choose to use your vanquish ability, remember, vanquishing has to do with allies defeating heroes. Activate has to do with the abilities that certain cards get to do in the realm. Hope that helps. Our next question comes from @Marin@Tanasoff. I hope I said that right. Why the pawn is starting on first location? I've read the instructions, but I'm curious. Wouldn't it be more appropriate to start from the picture of the villain? Well, I would tend to agree with you, but the rules in Disney Villainous say that you must start your mover on the leftmost location of every villain, from the worst takes it all the way up to the upcoming treacherous tides. They all have that rule. However, the introduction to Evil Box altered that a little bit and said that you may start on the portrait of your villain, as well as Star Wars Villainous has the same rule where you may start on the portrait of your villain. So if you like starting on the portrait of your villain, you can either play Introduction to Evil or the Star Wars Villainous, or if you're playing just on your own table with your own friends and they don't mind everybody starting on the portrait of your villain, go ahead and do it. I don't think anybody's going to be busting down your doors to arrest you for doing the wrong Disney Villainous rules. This next question comes from Anonymous. Help! Whenever I play Villainous with my friends, they all seem to gang up on me and fate me constantly, and I can't ever win. I know I shouldn't take it so personally, but they never fade each other. Only me. What should I do? Okay, first of all, you're right. Don't take it so personally. It's just a game. However, I've noticed there are two types of villainous players out there. There are the types who fade a lot, and there are the types who don't. The people who fade a lot are most of the time doing it strategically, trying to keep some of these fast villains like Evil Queen or Madame Mim or Dr. Facilier or Shere Khan from winning the game too quickly. And so they fade them to kind of keep them in check. And then of course there are those who don't fade very often at all because they think it's, quote, mean. Well, fading is not mean. Fading is just a means to an end, if you want to put it that way. So don't take it personally. It's not personal to be faded. It's not personal to fade someone. It's just part of the game. So if you feel like you are being faded a lot, then what we recommend that you do is you start fading as soon as the game starts and cover up those fade actions on top of the board, so at least half their fade actions are cut off right away, and then they have to either try to get rid of that hero to get it back, or they may not focus on fading anymore and maybe they'll leave you alone. So either just try different strategies, different things, and again, don't take it so personally. It's okay. Just play the game and have fun, right? And now let's get to our questions about specific villains, starting with Pete. At PU Alexandru 7050 says, I know Pete has a 20% chance of each goal to be in each realm, but which goal is the easiest to complete and which goal is the hardest to complete at each specific location? Great question, let's check it out. So one goal that comes to mind is power play if it's at Podunk Landing. With the 2 play a card actions there, it is much easier for Pete to spend 6 power in one turn to achieve that goal. And if he's fortunate enough to have the jalopy there, he could use a 3rd play a card action and spend more power if he has not reached that 6 goal. So another good combination is the win big goal at Podunk Landing, where Pete might have a chance to use 2 different play a game cards to get that 4 power. If he fails the first time, he can try it again the second time. And if he has the jalopy there, he can even try a 3rd time. So hopefully power play and win big end up at Podunk Landing. If not, just do the best you can to get them accomplished wherever they fall. If possible, move the jalopy to those locations to give Pete another play card action to increase his odds to complete those goals. At PU Alexandru 7050 has another question about Pete. For the Rule the Realm goal, is it true you need at least 2 allies in each location, even if there are no heroes in the realm? It's a very good question, and the answer is simple. False. You only need 1 ally more than heroes at each location separately. So look at each location separately and make sure if there are 0 heroes, you only need 1 ally. 1 hero, 2 allies. 2 heroes, 3 allies, etc., etc., etc. Hope that helps. So at KTune4725 has a story for us. So a funny story I had when playing as Pete. I was able to complete the Win Big Gold token on my first turn, discarding Steamboat Willie and another play a game card, which was perfect because I had a parrot to pick up Steamboat Willie from the discard pile. Needless to say, I was very excited that my turn 1 gamble paid off so well. The other players thought, not so much. Isn't it the truth whenever you're in a game like that and someone's able to start their win goal so quickly? Like if Ursula finds the crown and the trident in the first hand, Dr. Facilier has the talisman and Win New Orleans and plays them back to back. Oh, it's so incredibly frustrating as other players, but when you are that player, it's an incredible day. And our last question comes from at YummyBanana268. And it's about Mother Gothel. For Mother Gothel, if Rapunzel is at Corona, can you play Mother Knows Best to prevent yourself from losing a trust if there is no other way to remove Rapunzel? And the answer is unfortunately no. Mother Knows Best will not stop Mother Gothel from losing trust. If Rapunzel is at Corona, whether Mother Knows Best is played or not, Mother Gothel will lose trust at the end of the turn because the rules say if Rapunzel is at Corona at the end of the turn, Mother Gothel loses trust, no matter if she would move or not. So try to get her back to her tower as quickly as possible. Don't let her get to Corona, and if you do, have a plan to get her out of Corona as quickly as possible. And that's all the time we have for today, Absent Friends. We hope you enjoyed this video, so please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. If any of our Absent Friends have questions about any Disney Villainous villain, or if you want to share a story about a recent Villainous game that you played with your friends, then share them in the comments below, and maybe we'll get to read them out here on the Absent Friends Show. Be sure to come back next time as we will be answering your questions about Disney Villainous, specifically the Despicable Plots box. So until then, this is your Absent Friend, signing off.